Okay, good morning, everyone. We will get started. It's a busy group today, which is awesome. So if we haven't met before, my name is Annie. I'm a teacher from Modo Hamilton, teaching for momentum throughout all of these lockdowns, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, for the foreseeable future, I imagine. So today's just going to be a nice gentle class for those who are not familiar. So come to lay on your back. You don't really need anything for class unless you do have a block or a strap that you use for your yoga practice. Maybe your coffee or your tea next to you, something soft underneath of you, and make sure you're wearing comfortable clothes. So we'll start right away since we're only together for 30 minutes. So you can come to lay on your back. Option to have your legs extended if that's comfortable, your arms alongside. Tuck your shoulders under. But if that doesn't feel great on your low back, always option to plant your feet mat distance and let your knees fall in toward each other. You don't have to have your arms alongside. You can have them up overhead or out to the side. And just close your eyes and just take the next few moments to really drop in and start to pay attention to your breathing. Starting to inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. Good. So with every breath in, feeling your belly expand, feeling your ribs expand, your chest lift. And on the exhale, just let your back body become heavy, allow your shoulders to soften. Good. And just trying to create a bit of a rhythm with your breath here. So linking your inhales with your exhales. We'll take about 3 or 4 more before we start to move. And just clearing the mind of any distractions, anything that might try to pull you away from your class this morning. And keeping that same rhythm of breath, just start to rock the head side to side here. Good. Neck and shoulders start to wake up. You can wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, roll the wrists and the ankles. And heels together at the back of the mat. Reach the arms up overhead, point the toes. Take an inhale, full body stretch here. And exhale to relax. One more like that. Breathe in. And breathe out. And bring the feet onto the floor. Draw your knees in toward your chest. Wrap the arms around your shins. Good. Retuck your chin so the neck is long. And give yourself a nice tight squeeze here. The thighs hug in, low back presses down. And then maybe you rock side to side here. And just really feeling the low back, noticing any tightness there. All right, let's keep the right knee in. Extend your left leg out long. If you've been in my classes before, you should be familiar with this one. We won't be here for too long, just about 5 breaths. So inhaling, you're pressing out through the bottom of your left foot. Exhale, you're squeezing the right leg in. Maybe you sort of slide that right thigh from side to side. Just quickly waking up that right hip and the top of the left thigh. Good, last breath here. And go ahead, left knee in, right leg long, change the grip with your hand. So find your non-dominant grip on top of that shin, the one that feels a little bit uncomfortable. And then right away, lengthening right side on the breath in. Left thigh squeezes in on the exhale. Just about 3 more cycles of breath here. Good, so end of the third breath. Right knee pulls back in to meet the left, arms around the shins, give yourself a squeeze. Good, and you're gonna lower both of your feet so they're mat distance apart. So the feet are nice and wide. You can tee your arms out here or take your arms to 90 degrees. Let both of your knees fall over to the right and then turn your gaze to the left. So just a really gentle, passive twist here and starting to wake up the lower back. And I want you to take 3 really big belly breaths. So expand that belly all the way on the inhale, fill up. Slowly emptying on the exhale. Let yourself fall a little bit further into the twist. Good, so 2 more breaths. Last one. Good, bring the knees back through center and let them fall over to the left side this time. Gaze to the right. Good, let the shoulders be heavy, let the legs be heavy. 3 deep breaths. Good, so end of that third breath. Carefully come back up. If you need to give the knees a bit of a sway side to side, go ahead. And as you come back through center, reach the right arm overhead. Start to roll onto the right side. You can tuck the knees up close toward your chest. So get heavy through that right side body. A couple of breaths here. All right, now whenever you are ready, you can transition onto your front into a wide-legged child's pose. So knees about that distance. Sit the hips back to the heels, rest your forehead and stretch your hands forward. If your forehead doesn't quite reach the ground, you can always slide something underneath if you have a block, a book, a cushion, or something underneath your hips. So you want to be comfortable here. Maybe a gentle stretch through the hips, the low back, the chest, and the shoulders, but nothing that's uncomfortable in any way. And just starting to feel the low back just open up here as you take some deep breaths. We'll be here for about 4 more. Good, so end of the 4th breath. Start to spread your fingers wide, press into the hands, come forward into a tabletop position. Bring your knees underneath your hips, bring your wrists beneath your shoulders. Good, so we're gonna get into the side bodies here a bit. So on your inhale, start to look over the right shoulder as you press your hips all the way to the left. And then exhale, come back to your starting place. Breathe in, switch, press hips to the right as you look over left shoulder. Exhale, center. You're going to do that 3 times on each side. So with your breath, inhale, exhale brings you back. Getting into the sides, the spaces between the ribs here. Good, 2 on each side. Beautiful, and last ones. So make your way back through center, and then we're going to come right into some cat-cows. So breath in, the belly drops down, lift the gaze, roll your shoulders back. And on the exhale, start to drop the tailbone, rounding the spine. Drop the head and press up right between your shoulder blades. Good, inhale, belly drops. Lift the gaze, shoulders back. And exhale, slowly round it out. And come through 3 more, just like that, slow and steady with your breath. And just waking up the front on the inhales, waking up the back on your exhales. Yeah, do one more here. Awesome. So as you come back to a neutral spine, you're going to walk the knees back, tuck the toes under, lift your hips up to a downward facing dog. So that sort of upside down V shape. Feet are about hip distance, hands are shoulder width, fingers are spread wide, and you can pedal this out, just feeling the backs of the legs. Nice and long through the back body. All right, look forward between your hands, and you're just going to start to tiptoe your feet toward the top of the mat. Feet remain hip distance. Bend the knees a lot. I'll just turn to the side so you can see. So this is completely passive. You want to bend your knees so your belly rests on your thighs. You can reach for your opposite elbows here. Release your head completely. So try not to look forward. Just let your head hang. Good. Nice gentle opening for the back body here. Just let any tension roll right off the back of the head. Good. Now release the hands from the elbows. Take a breath in, bring the palms to the shins, lengthen your spine. And exhale to fold. One more like that. Breathe in, lengthen. Now on the exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, and step your right foot all the way back. And you're going to bring your back knee down to the mat. Untuck the back toes. You're in a low lunge position. And whenever you're ready, bring your hands to that left thigh. If you need some extra padding under your right knee, you can sort of roll your mat over a couple of times, or if you have a cushion or a towel, just to give that knee a bit of support. Bring the shoulders right back on top of your hips. So think ears stacked on top of shoulders, shoulders on top of hips. Core is engaged here. Every breath in, lengthen through the top of your head. Exhale, gently lunge. So waking up the front of the right hip here. Just a few more. Good. You're going to keep your left hand on the left thigh. Right arm reaches up to start. So this might be enough for you through that right side body. Again, draw the abs in. Maybe you reach up and over. Again, bring the chin away from the chest. Just easy cycles of breath here. Good. Come back through center. Find your balance. If you've lost it, right hand comes to the outside of the left thigh, and the left hand just comes to the low back. And then just gentle twist toward the left. So nothing that's super forceful, just to your range of motion. A couple more here. Good, and then come back through center. Bring the hands down to frame that left foot. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, and then stepping back to a downward dog. And you can walk that out again. Just give the feet a nice pedal here. Good. Gaze comes forward between the hands. And again, tiptoe your feet toward the top. Feet are hip distance. Another passive fold. Good. Try to release the head all the way. Good. Let's inhale. Bring the palms to the shins again. Exhale, fold. One more like that. Breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands. This time left foot comes all the way back. Back knee drops down. Untuck your toes. Hands to the right thigh. So exact same pose that we were just in. And supporting that back knee if needed. And start to bring the shoulders back on top of the hips. And if you're noticing that you're super wobbly in this, you may need to widen your stance. So you don't want your right foot directly in front of your left knee. They should still be hip distance apart. So you have a nice solid foundation here. Good. So you're breathing in to lengthen. Exhale to lunge. Good, and we'll keep that right hand on the right thigh. Again, start with the left arm just reaching straight up. Draw the abs in, stay here, or that gentle arc up and over. And maybe you lift the gaze if that feels okay. And just follow that rhythm of breath. Good, slowly rise. And then find your balance again. Left hand to the outside of the right thigh, right hand to low back, twisting to the right side. And breathing in, try to grow a little bit taller. Exhale, gently twist. Okay, come back. Bring the hands down, tuck the back toes under, lift those hips up, downward facing dog. And walk it out again. So resetting, give the hips a bit of a sway, side to side. All right, now from your downward dog, start to come forward into a high plank and then bring the knees down to the mat. Untuck your toes. So you're in a modified high plank here. Take a deep breath in. Now on your exhale, start to bend your elbows. Slowly lower yourself all the way to your stomach. Press into the shoelace parts of your feet. Take an inhale. Peel the chest and the hands off of the mat. Keep your gaze low. On the exhale, press yourself back through a tabletop. Bring the hips to your heels for a child's pose. And a couple of breaths. And then we're going to come through a few more of those sort of modified flows. So start to spread your fingers out wide. Press firmly into your hands. Inhale, come forward. Modified high plank. Gaze is just forward. Exhale, bend the elbows. Lower all the way. And hovering chest and hands on your inhale. This is cobra pose. Exhale, press back. Table to a child's pose. Good. Inhale, bring it forward. Strong on the exhale. Lower down, try to resist the floor. Good. Hovering chest and hands, breath in. Press it back on the breath out. We're going to come through just one more here all together. Take your time, breathe in, bring it forward, engage the core. Exhale, lower, keep your elbows tucked in. Last cobra, breath in. And exhale, press back. You can come into a closed-legged child's pose if you want, so the knees would be together. Arms come back behind you and rest your forehead onto the mat or onto a pillow or a book. Good. If your arms are behind you, take them out in front. Come forward to tabletop and start to transition into a comfortable seated position. So whatever that looks like for you, you can sit up onto something or sitting cross-legged or legs extended. Grab some coffee if you like. All right. So just come right back to that rhythm of breath. My shoulders are relaxed. You can always close the eyes if you like here, just lower your gaze. And start to bring your chin down to your chest. Okay, let your head be heavy. Relax the shoulders. And then just take your time to your range of motion. Just start to rock the head side to side. Try to really keep your head heavy here so you're feeling that stretch in the neck, across the tops of the shoulders. Just a few more times both ways. Good. So as you come back through center, you're going to keep your chin tucked. Reach your arms in front of you and interlace your hands. Elbows are wide. Good. And you're sort of trying to hollow out through the front of your body. Again, I'll turn to the side so you can see, sort of almost leaning back as you keep your chin tucked to feel that stretch right between your shoulder blades and across the upper back. If it feels okay, you can always find a bit of movement, rocking the head side to side here. Okay, and start to rise back up. And a counter pose, you're going to interlace behind you this time. Press your heart forward, press the knuckles back. So you're getting into the front of the body now. Maybe just slightly lift the gaze here. Good, let that go. Give the shoulders a roll. A couple more stretches for the upper body. Right arm comes across, left hand comes to the right wrist or forearm. So gentle pressure between hand and arm, and then start to rotate your right thumb so it turns down toward the floor. So your palm is facing the wall in front of you or facing toward your screen. Good, let that go. Reach your right arm up and over and bend the elbow so the fingers are resting right between your shoulder blades. Left hand to the right elbow. Good, sit up tall on the inhale. And just a gentle side bend to your left on the exhale. Beautiful. Come back through center. Again, release that little roll of the shoulders. Left arm in front. And right hand to the wrist or the forearm. Find that gentle pressure and then start to turn your left thumb down toward the floor. Tall spine the entire time here. Core is active. Make sure you're breathing. Good. Carefully release that. Left arm comes up. Bend the elbow. Right hand to the left elbow. Good. Chin out of chest. And that little side bend. Again, just to your range of motion. Nothing forceful here. Awesome. Release that. Give your shoulders a little roll. A couple times one way and the opposite way. Good. So start to extend the legs out in front of you. Last couple of postures before we come onto our backs. So legs are extended out in front of you. You're going to bend the right knee and then bring your right foot to the outside of your left leg. So you want a tall spine here. Right hand comes right behind you. So it's working sort of like a kickstand to keep you up straight here. And then reach that left arm up. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, you're turning toward your right. So you can wrap that left arm right around the leg. Or if you like, you can also hook the elbow. And up to you. And we're twisting toward the right side. Every inhale, try to grow a little bit taller. Exhale, twist. Beautiful. Come back through center. Right leg extends out. Bend the left knee. Left foot plants to the outer side of the right leg. Left arm behind you. And take a deep breath in. Reach up. And on the exhale, twisting to the left side. Okay, maintain that nice tall back body. Awesome. Make your way back. You can take a gentle counter twist just to even things out. And come back through center. Bring the soles of the feet together. And I'm just going to turn to the side. So you want your heels relatively close toward your hips. And keep in mind this is an active fold. So you want a nice flat back. So if that means that you're only folding a couple of inches forward, that is totally fine. You can also find a little more range of motion if you sit up onto a cushion or to a book or something. So try not to be forceful here. Feeling this in the inner thighs, the hips, the groin area. I'll be here for about 5 cycles of breath. So at the end of your 5th breath, just slowly start to walk yourself up. Bring your hands to the outside of the knees. Close up your knees. Wrap the arms around your shins. Tuck your chin to your chest and give yourself a squeeze here. And take about 3 cycles of breath. So at the end of your 3rd breath, you can start to lift the chin out of the chest. Just cross the legs in front of you for a moment. Take a nice inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, press those arms down like you're pushing your arms through wet cement or mud here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, push the arms down. Last one here, breathe in and breathe out. Bring your hands to your knees, give your shoulders a roll, a couple of times one way and the opposite way. So this is where I will leave you all this morning. I'll be back tomorrow. Again, 8 a.m., a bit more of an active, a faster pace, more challenging class tomorrow. So hopefully I'll see some of you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Annie. Have a good day.
You're welcome. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you, Annie.
Welcome. Have a good day.